Ladies and gentlemen, there's a truth I want you to grasp today, and it's this: the greatest project you will ever undertake is the rebuilding of yourself. Life has a way of shaking us, breaking us, and sometimes even leaving us in pieces. But here's the good news: brokenness is not the end. It's an opportunity for something greater to emerge. You see, a house may crumble, but as long as the foundation remains, it can be rebuilt. And your foundation, your core, your spirit is unshakable if you anchor it in the right principles. So I ask you, what is the foundation of your life? Acknowledging brokenness is the first and most crucial step toward rebuilding yourself. It's not an admission of defeat, but a declaration of readiness for transformation. Too often, people shy away from recognizing the cracks in their lives, thinking it's a sign of weakness. They cover up their struggles with a facade of strength, hoping no one notices the inner turmoil. But pretending everything is fine doesn't fix what's broken. It only delays the healing process. To rebuild yourself, you must first be honest about where you stand. Take a moment to reflect, not with guilt or judgment, but with courage and self-compassion. Imagine standing before the ruins of a building. You don't ignore the damage or pretend the structure is still intact. Instead, you examine it carefully, identifying what needs repair, what can be salvaged, and what must be rebuilt entirely. Your life is no different. Acknowledging brokenness doesn't mean labeling yourself as a failure. It means recognizing that life, with all its challenges and setbacks, has left some parts of you wounded or incomplete. Maybe it's a broken dream, a fractured relationship, or a loss that still weighs heavily on your heart. Perhaps it's a series of small disappointments that have accumulated over time, leaving you feeling stuck or uncertain. Whatever the case, facing these realities head on is the only way forward. Think of it this way: a builder cannot repair a foundation without first inspecting it. They must identify the cracks, assess the damage, and determine what's needed to make it stable again. In the same way, you need to take inventory of your life. Ask yourself, where am I struggling? What patterns or habits are holding me back? What areas of my life feel unfulfilled or out of alignment? These questions may be uncomfortable, but they are essential. Acknowledging brokenness is not about dwelling on your flaws or failures. It's about understanding that every person at some point encounters moments of brokenness. It's part of being human. The key is not to let those moments define you, but to use them as a starting point for growth and renewal. The cracks in your life are not signs of weakness, they are opportunities for transformation. When you acknowledge your brokenness, you also open the door to healing. Denying your struggles keeps you trapped in them, but admitting them allows you to take the first step toward change. It's like shining a light into a dark room. The darkness doesn't disappear immediately, but the light reveals what's inside, giving you the clarity to address it. This process requires vulnerability, and vulnerability can be daunting. It's not easy to admit that you don't have everything figured out or that you need help. But vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. It takes courage to face your challenges and say, this is where I am, but it's not where I'm staying. In acknowledging your brokenness, you also reclaim your power. You stop blaming external circumstances or other people for your struggles and take responsibility for your own journey. This doesn't mean dismissing the pain others may have caused you or ignoring the impact of difficult situations. It means choosing to focus on what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your willingness to rebuild. As you reflect on your life, you may find that some areas need only minor adjustments, while others require a complete overhaul. That's okay. Rebuilding is not about fixing everything at once, it's about taking one step at a time. Start with honesty, then allow that honesty to guide you toward the changes you need to make. Remember, every great structure begins with a solid foundation, and the foundation of your life is built on self-awareness and truth. When you acknowledge your brokenness, you lay the groundwork for a stronger, more resilient you. So take that first step. Look inward, embrace your reality, and prepare to rebuild, not into who you were, but into who you were always meant to be. This is where transformation begins. Letting go of the past is one of the most liberating yet challenging steps in rebuilding yourself. It's not easy to release what has hurt you, disappointed you, or held you back. But to move forward, you must make peace with the things you cannot change and free yourself from the weight of yesterday. Clinging to the past is like trying to move forward while dragging heavy baggage behind you. It slows you down, wears you out, and eventually brings you to a standstill. The past is a part of your story, but it does not have to define your future. Yes, it has shaped you, taught you lessons, and left its marks. But those marks are not chains. They are reminders of what you've endured and, more importantly, what you've overcome. To rebuild yourself, you must choose to see the past not as a prison, but as a foundation on which you can construct something new. Releasing the past begins with forgiveness. And let me be clear, forgiveness is not about excusing what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of resentment. Holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. It only harms you. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a way of saying, I will not let this pain control me any longer. But forgiveness is not just for others. You must also learn to forgive yourself. Too often we carry the burden of our own mistakes, replaying them in our minds, wishing we had acted differently. But dwelling on what you cannot change only deepens the wound. Instead, acknowledge your missteps, learn from them, and let them go. You are human. And part of being human is making mistakes. What matters is not that you fell, but that you choose to rise again. Letting go also means releasing the fear that the past will repeat itself. Many people hold back from rebuilding their lives because they are afraid of being hurt again. But fear is a thief. It robs you of the opportunities and joy that lie ahead. Understand this, your past is a chapter, not the whole book. Just because something went wrong before does not mean it will go wrong again. You have the power to write a new story, one choice at a time. Releasing the past requires you to let go of regret as well. Regret is a powerful emotion, and if left unchecked, it can consume you. But regret is only useful when it teaches you something. Once you've learned the lesson, holding on to regret serves no purpose. It was like a rearview mirror in the car. You glance at it to see where you've been. But you don't drive looking at it. Your focus must be on the road ahead. Another element of letting go is releasing the false identities that the past may have imposed on you. Perhaps you were told you weren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. Maybe you started to believe those lies. But your worth is not determined by what others say about you or even by the mistakes you've made. Your worth comes from who you are and who you are becoming. Let go of the labels and limitations others have placed on you. They do not define you. As you release the past, you may feel a sense of loss. This is natural because you're letting go of something familiar, even if it was painful. But remember, you're not losing something, you're creating space for something better. Imagine trying to build a new house on a plot of land cluttered with old debris. The new structure cannot take shape until the old materials are cleared away. Similarly, your future cannot take shape until you release what no longer serves you. Letting go is not an event, it's a process. It takes time and it takes effort. But with each memory you release, each grudge you let go of, and each fear you set aside, you move closer to freedom. And with freedom comes the ability to rebuild not as someone weighed down by the past, but as someone unburdened, unafraid, and ready to embrace the possibilities of the future. So make the decision today, let go. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Not because the past doesn't matter, but because your future matters more. Letting go is not forgetting, it's remembering with wisdom and moving forward with strength. It's the step that allows you to rebuild yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Defining your vision is the heart of rebuilding yourself. Without a clear vision, the process becomes aimless and you risk wandering through life, reacting to circumstances rather than creating the future you desire. Vision is what gives direction to your actions, purpose to your efforts, and meaning to your transformation. It's like the blueprint for a builder. Without it, construction cannot begin, and the end result becomes uncertain. To define your vision, you must first ask yourself an essential question: what do I truly want? Not what others expect of you, not what society dictates, but what resonates deeply with your soul. This question requires honesty and self-reflection. Too often, people build their lives around the expectations of others, chasing goals that don't align with their inner truth. But rebuilding yourself means breaking free from those external pressures and embracing your own unique purpose. Start by imagining the person you want to become. What values will you buy? What kind of relationships will you cultivate? What impact do you want to have on the world? Close your eyes and picture vividly not just the surface details, but the feelings, the mindset, and the energy of that future self. Let this vision become your guide, your source of motivation when the journey feels uncertain or overwhelming. Vision is not about perfection or unattainable ideals. It's about aligning your life with what truly matters to you. It's about creating a roadmap that reflects your strengths, passions, and aspirations. And remember, your vision doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. It simply needs to be authentic. Whether your goal is to create a loving family, excel in your career, or find inner peace, what matters is that it resonates with who you are. Defining your vision also requires clarity. A vague desire to be happy or be successful isn't enough. Happiness and success mean different things to different people. And without clarity, you may end up chasing someone else's definition. Be specific. If happiness for you means having meaningful relationships, prioritize that in your vision. If success means using your talents to contribute to a cause you believe in, make that the focus. The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to take actionable steps toward it. As you craft your vision, you may encounter doubts or fears. You might wonder, am I capable of achieving this? Or what if I fail? These questions are natural, but don't let them stop you. Your vision is not about having all the answers right now. It's about setting the direction. The path will unfold as you move forward. Trust the process and trust yourself. Remember, your vision is not set in stone. Life is dynamic, and as you grow, your vision may evolve. That's okay. What's important is that it reflects your current aspirations and values. Periodically revisit your vision to ensure it still aligns with who you are becoming. Adjust it as needed, but always stay true to its essence. Once you have a clear vision, write it down. There's power in putting your thoughts into words. A written vision serves as a reminder of where you're headed, especially during times of doubt or difficulty. It anchors you to your purpose and keeps you focused when distractions arise. Vision also fuels resilience. When challenges come and your vision gives you a reason to keep going. It reminds you why you started, why the effort is worth it, and what awaits on the other side of perseverance. It becomes a source of hope and strength, helping you navigate setbacks without losing sight of the bigger picture. As you rebuild yourself, let your vision inspire not just your actions, but your mindset. Think, speak, and act as though your vision is already becoming reality. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about embodying the qualities and habits that align with your desired future. The more you live in alignment with your vision, the more it begins to manifest in your life. In defining your vision, you take ownership of your life. You shift from being a passive observer to an active creator. You choose not to be defined by your past or limited by your circumstances, but to shape a future that reflects your highest potential. This is the power of vision. It turns dreams into plans, plans into actions, and actions into transformation. So today, take the time to define your vision. See it clearly, believe in it fully, and let it guide you boldly. Your vision is the compass that will lead you through the rebuilding process and into the life you are meant to live. Establishing a strong foundation is the most critical step in rebuilding yourself. Just as a building's stability depends on the strength of its base, your life's stability depends on the principles you choose to build upon, no matter how beautiful the structure. If the foundation is weak, the first storm will bring it down. In the same way, no matter how much progress you make, if your life isn't rooted in enduring values, the challenge you face will erode it over time. Your foundation is what sustains you when everything else is uncertain. It's the core of who you are, the beliefs, values, and principles that define your character and guide your decisions. To rebuild yourself, you must take the time to examine and strengthen this foundation. Ask yourself, what do I truly stand for? What principles will I uphold, even when it's difficult? These questions may seem simple, but their answers shape the course of your life. A strong foundation begins with integrity. Integrity means living in alignment with your values regardless of external pressures or temptations. It's about being honest with yourself and others, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Integrity gives you a sense of inner peace and self-respect, which are essential for rebuilding yourself. Without it, any success you achieve will feel hollow because it will lack authenticity. Another cornerstone of your foundation is discipline. Rebuilding yourself requires effort, consistency, and perseverance. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. It's what keeps you moving forward even when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. Discipline doesn't mean being perfect. It means showing up day after day and putting the work necessary to create the life you envision. Faith is also a crucial part of your foundation. Faith is the belief in something greater than yourself, a higher purpose, a divine plan, or simply the conviction that your efforts will bear fruit. Faith gives you hope when circumstances seem bleak and reminds you that setbacks are not the end of the story. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded during life's storms, allowing you to rebuild with confidence and resilience. Love, too, must be a foundational principle in your life. Love for yourself, for others, and for the journey you are on. Self-love is not selfish. It's the recognition that you are worthy of care, kindness, and compassion. It's the understanding that you cannot pour into others if your own cup is empty. At the same time, love for others fosters connection, empathy, and purpose. When your actions are rooted in love, they carry a sense of meaning and fulfillment that sustains you through the ups and downs of rebuilding. Building a strong foundation also means letting go of what weakens you. Just as a builder clears away unstable ground before laying the foundation, you must identify and remove beliefs, habits, or relationships that undermine your growth. This may be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You cannot build a stable life on a foundation of fear, doubt, or negativity. Replace these with trust, courage, and positivity, and watch how your life begins to shift. Your foundation must also be flexible. While it should be grounded in timeless principles, it should also allow for growth and adaptation. Life is dynamic, and so are you. As you rebuild yourself, you'll encounter new experiences, insights, and challenges that may lead you to refine your beliefs and values. This is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. A strong foundation is one that supports growth without losing its core stability. As you establish your foundation, remember that it's not just about what you do, but who you are. It's about becoming the kind of person who can withstand life's challenges with grace, courage, and integrity. Your foundation is what enables you to rebuild not just temporarily, but sustainably. It ensures that the changes you make are not superficial, but deeply rooted and enduring. With a strong foundation in place, you can face any challenge, weather any storm, and continue building the life you desire. Your foundation is your anchor, your source of strength, and your guiding light. It is the bedrock of your transformation, and it's what will carry you forward as you continue to rebuild yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Taking consistent action is the lifeblood of rebuilding yourself. While vision provides direction and a strong foundation offers stability, it is the daily actions you take that bring transformation to life. Without action, even the best intentions remain ideas and dreams stay confined to the realm of possibilities. To rebuild yourself, you must move from thinking to doing, from planning to executing. The key to consistent action is to start where you are with what you have. Often people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect set of circumstances to begin. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting only delays progress. The best time to start is now. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. Each action, no matter how small, creates momentum. That momentum builds confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Consistency doesn't mean doing everything at once. It's not about overwhelming yourself with grand gestures or massive changes overnight. Instead, it's about focusing on small, deliberate actions that align with your vision. These actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they compound, creating lasting change. Think of a river carving through rock, not by a single powerful surge, but through steady, persistent flow. Commitment is essential to consistent action. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time effort, it's an ongoing process. There will be days when you feel motivated and energized, and there will be days when you feel tired or discouraged. On those harder days, commitment is what keeps you moving. It's the decision to keep showing up, even when it's difficult. It's the understanding that every step, no matter how challenging, brings you closer to your goals. Action also requires courage. As you rebuild yourself, you'll encounter moments of uncertainty and fear. You may doubt your ability to succeed or worry about what others will think. But courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. Each act of courage strengthens your resilience and reminds you of your inner strength. The more you act, the less intimidating those fears become, and the more empowered you feel to face new challenges. Accountability plays a crucial role in consistent action. It's easy to lose focus or drift off course when no one is watching. Find ways to hold yourself accountable, whether it's through setting deadlines, tracking your progress, or sharing your goals with a trusted friend or mentor. Accountability keeps you honest with yourself and reinforces your commitment to the rebuilding process. Patience is equally important. Rebuilding yourself is not an instant process, it takes time. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the changes you make today may not bear fruit immediately. Be patient with yourself and with the process. Celebrate small victories along the way, and trust that each step forward is a step in the right direction. Adaptability is another key to consistent action. As you progress, you may encounter unexpected obstacles or realize that certain strategies aren't working as well as you hope. Be willing to adjust your approach without losing sight of your vision. Flexibility allows you to navigate challenges and find new ways to move forward, ensuring that you stay on track even when circumstances change. Remember, consistent action is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about making the effort to improve a little each day, knowing that those efforts will add up over time. Some days your steps may be small, while other days they may be significant. What matters is that you keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Taking consistent action transforms your vision into reality. It builds the habits, skills, and mindset you need to sustain your growth. Each action you take is a statement of belief in your ability to rebuild yourself. It's a declaration that you are no longer defined by the past or limited by fear, but empowered to create the future you desire. With each step, you grow stronger, wiser, and closer to the person you were meant to be. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Keep moving, keep building, and trust that your consistent actions are shaping a life that reflects your highest potential. Embracing growth and lifelong learning is the essence of rebuilding yourself. To rebuild is not simply to restore what once was, but to create something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Growth is not a destination, it's an ongoing journey. Lifelong learning is the fuel for that journey, the spark that keeps the fire of transformation alive. It's about staying curious, adaptable, and open to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. The moment you commit to growth, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Every setback becomes a lesson, every failure a teacher. Growth requires a shift in mindset, moving away from a failure and toward a mindset of exploration and discovery. Mistakes are no longer something to avoid, they are stepping stones that lead you closer to your potential. When you view life this way, nothing is wasted, every experience becomes part of your evolution. Lifelong learning starts with humility. It's the recognition that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. It's understanding that growth is not about proving yourself to others, but about expanding your understanding, your skills, and your capacity to contribute. Humility allows you to ask questions, seek guidance, and embrace feedback. It opens the door to new insights and perspectives that can enrich your life in ways you never imagined. Growth also requires intentionality. It's not enough to wait for life to teach you lessons. You must actively seek out opportunities to learn and improve. This could mean pursuing formal education, but it could also mean learning through books, experiences, conversations, or reflection. Every day offers a chance to grow if you're willing to look for it. Even the simplest moments like listening to someone's story or trying something new can teach you something valuable. To embrace growth, you must also be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens in the familiar. It happens when you stretch yourself, take risks, and embrace the unknown. It's in those moments of discomfort that you discover strengths you didn't know you had and develop resilience that prepares you for future challenges. Rebuilding yourself means being willing to face uncertainty, trusting that the process will shape you into the person you're meant to become. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire growth is equally important. The company you keep has a profound influence on your mindset and aspirations. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that challenge you to think bigger, learn more, and push beyond your limits. At the same time, be mindful of those who may discourage or hold you back. Growth is contagious, and when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, their energy fuels your own progress. Adaptability is a key component of lifelong learning. The world is constantly changing, and to thrive, you must be willing to evolve with it. This doesn't mean abandoning your principles or losing your sense of self. It means finding new ways to express and apply those principles in a changing context. Adaptability allows you to remain relevant, resilient, and ready to seize new opportunities as they arise. Rebuilding yourself through growth also means investing in your well-being. True learning and development require a foundation of physical, emotional, and mental health. Take care of your body through exercise, nutrition, and rest. Nurture your mind with positive influences and mental challenges. And don't forget your emotional health practice, self-compassion, cultivate gratitude, and allow yourself time to recharge. When you're well, you're better equipped to embrace growth and face life's challenges with clarity and strength. Growth is not a solitary process. Share what you learn with others, and you'll find that teaching and giving back deepen your own understanding. Whether it's mentoring someone, volunteering, or simply sharing your story, your experiences can inspire and uplift those around you. In doing so, you create a ripple effect of growth that extends beyond yourself, enriching the lives of others and building a legacy of transformation. Lifelong learning and growth are the bridges between who you are and who you can become. They ensure that rebuilding yourself is not a finite project, but a continuous journey of becoming. With every new lesson learned, every skill acquired, and every challenge overcome, you take another step closer to your full potential. Keep learning, keep growing, and know that the best version of yourself is always yet to come. In conclusion, rebuilding yourself is a transformative journey, one that requires vision, strength, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to growth. It's about letting go of the past, defining your future, establishing a solid foundation, and taking consistent action, all while embracing lifelong learning. Each of these steps is a building block that shapes the person you are becoming, and every effort you make brings you closer to the life you truly desire. Remember, this is your journey, and it's not about perfection but progress. Every small step forward is a victory. Trust yourself, keep moving, and know that the process of rebuilding is the path to discovering your highest potential. Good luck on your journey, and may your determination and resilience lead you to the success and fulfillment you seek. Thank you for your time, your attention, and for taking the first steps toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Keep building, keep growing, and never stop believing in the power of your own transformation.